Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm WolfStalker25, and today I got a kind of newish action figure review for you guys on the semi-newly released. This is the Jakks Pacific Mario movie, the Nintendo Super Mario Bros. Mario movie Bowser figure that we do have. This one is a little bit more different from the other four figures in the wave that I reviewed. I think previously in the week, whether it been Wednesday or Thursday, I would have reviewed Peach and Luigi together, and then like 2 weeks ago I reviewed Mario and Toad. So all pretty nice figures. Sculpt work on all of them is like pretty phenomenal, and I think Jakks Pacific did amazing with it. Articulation for some of them could have been a little bit more desired. Unfortunately here with Bowser, he does fall into that realm of articulation could have had more of that to been desired and everything like that. Unfortunately, he's very like limited in what he can physically do, pose wise, everything like that. And that is because they did give Bowser a little bit of a gimmick. As you can kind of see here, he does have like a light up mouth. If I shut off my like review station lights, we kind of go just to more of like a room light right here, even though I'm like shadowing it. If you hit the spike on Bowser's back, he lights up in his mouth like a red glow, which is pretty nice. Now he has an extra added thing. He does have, and we'll turn the lights back on for this. He does have an extra little bit of like this thing where you pull off the shell. So we'll show you that actually how you get into everything. So Bowser has this like nice rubber outer shell type thing. So this one spike stays because that's the one you hit for the red light. You have the on-off switch in the back to turn the light on or off. We'll leave it on for now. And then you get this little like back peg that pulls out of his hair, and there's a little bit right there where you can put water in. It says like 8-10 drops you put water in, and it like creates like a steam smoke effect that comes out of his mouth, because there's, as you can kind of see up in there, there's the light there, but there's a little like nozzle in there. That's where that all comes from. This is also how you get to the battery pack. He takes 3 AAA batteries, and then you do just get the nice little rubbery shell, which the shell is very nice, I will say. The paintwork on it is pretty good. The sculpt on it's pretty nice as well. It does look like how you'd expect it to be. While we're back here, we'll take a look at his tail. You could do a full 360 with the tail. There's really not much you could do there, and then you got a little bit of a turn with the actual end piece of the tail, but it's like more of a rubbery feel that you got going on here, but really not much you could do with the tail. Unfortunately, Bowser, like sculpt wise, is pretty good, like I'll say, but because they have this bit here with like his like lower ab section slash like kind of crotch zone, he's in this like pose where he's like kind of more like drawn down here, where he's like kind of narrowing down in the bit and then curving over here. So this leg has a full range of like articulation where it could get out like this, and if you wanted him standing fully, you could almost do that with that. But unfortunately, because of how this body like shoots out this way to the side and then kind of goes that way, it made it to where this leg is all blocked by this plastic here. Now you might be able to find a way to like kind of heat that up and like warp it in, or like do some dremeling or something like that if you want to get your Bowser some more leg action and leg movement, which could be a possibility. Like if you cut away like maybe a little section here where the leg could go down, you might be able to customize it and do that. But unfortunately, as is, this leg, when instead of trying to go straight down almost like this one can, this one shoots off to the side, which is a little bit of a bummer. But he does have a nice like texture that goes across his whole leg here and arm. It's like gives him a scaly texture. It's a little bit more noticeable on the different plastic they use. Like the arm is a different plastic, so it's more noticeable up here. Another little unfortunate thing is there isn't like a knee swivel here. So leg articulation wise, he could kind of like get his leg out that far. You could bring it up. You could almost do a full 360. Oh, you probably can almost. Yeah, but it kind of pushes it, so I wouldn't do full 360s with the legs. But yeah, so the knee is single jointed, so you could bring it out like this far, and there's a ball, but the ball doesn't do anything. It's just kind of the knee. The ankle, unfortunately, is just a swivel. There's no There's no like ball jointed in there, so that's kind of another problem, is you don't have the ankle pivot to give him the clearance to give him like a cool big like full standing like this. So he's always kind of stuck. You could get him up on a wobble, but not really, not that well. Another thing, unfortunately, while the head does have an amazing sculpt here, and it looks pretty good, unfortunately, it's got that line coming down the middle there. The jaw doesn't hinge because of the light feature, which I think the jaw could have used a hinge, but like overall the inner mouth detail, like the teeth, the tongue, all look good. The horns, the hair, everything like that looks good. The spike collar necklace thing looks good as well, but he's got no head movement because he's got that light and that faucet like thing in his mouth for the smoke effect. So because of all that, he's very limited and can't actually get any articulation in the neck. And then you got the arms. The arms are also kind of good, but again, because of how they're done, because of how the body, as you can see, is like kind of curved up here again, and he's more leaned toward the, like where he's like leaning towards the right. He's limited in what his right arm, or his he's leaning towards the left, so he's limited in what his left arm could do. And again, while he looks like he has a nice ball joint here for the elbow, the arms can straighten out this far, but there isn't any like swivel in here, which is kind of unfortunate. I was really expecting and hoping to get a swivel, but you could get the arms up to 90 and close them, which is really good, but again, can't do anything. And then no wrist swivel or anything, no hinging, nothing like that. It's just a swivel. There's no hinging or anything for the wrist or the hands. The hands and feet are rubber, like the tail, so they're a very rubbery feel to them, unfortunately. But yeah, that's it for articulation wise with Bowser. Unfortunately, standing wise, he always looks like he's kind of more in a sitting position, and you can't get the arms really like much going on with him. I can't figure out how the joint actually is inside there, but it's kind of limited. You could get him up and like that far, but like you can't really go down anymore with them, which I feel like is weird. I feel like he should get a little bit more like downward with the arms. You could kind of get Bowser in some like a little bit more of a standing position, but he always ends up falling back into the same like sitting style, kind of like this, where he's like propped up with the tail. Now if he's in an overall like Mario display or like a Super Smash Bros display and he's just kind of in the back, he's gonna look big and imposing. If you didn't see my Luigi review already, I did kind of have them all Super Smash Bros characters out together. We'll kind of do that again here, and we'll bring them all out towards the end of the video after the size comparisons. But yeah, Bowser just was almost like too big. I almost wish he would have been a tiny bit smaller. Now granted, I wish he had more articulation as well, but size-wise, if you do look at him, he stands just about 7.5 inches tall to the top of his hair, and that's in like, it's yeah, it's about 7.5 inches to the top of the hair. But yeah, that's also while he's in like a sitting pose. If his legs had full movement and he was able to fully stand, he'd be able to get taller than that. So a little bit of a bummer that he can't, but overall, like I said, great sculpt. So in general, he's a great looking shelf piece, but as an action figure, he kind of falls flat in the realm of he can't fully stand without the propping of his tail, and he doesn't have the best movement that you would have probably have liked from a Bowser. I know I would have personally liked a little bit more, being my first Bowser figure that I have. So size comparison wise, here's a look at him next to both some movie MCU Marvel figures for Marvel Legends and a comic book Marvel figure with America Chavez and the black suit symbiote Spider-Man. Then we'll bring out both the Fortnite guys. We got the Jazzware Fortnite figure, and we'll bring out the Fortnite Hasbro Victory Royale Foundation, in case you're curious about them at all. Even though Bowser's never going to be in Fortnite. Here's our Power Ranger Dino Thunder Red Ranger. Again, another character that would never cross over, but we're just doing these as like, you know, other lines. In case you, as you know, you're owner of your plastic crack addiction, in case you're curious at all what these look like, in case you wanted to like cross them over yourself, or just see to know how big he is. Here's our G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes and Stars of Black Series Captain Rex. Bowser's a little hard to like kind of prop other figures around because of these like weird big arms he's got going on here. Do Mezco Stealth Iron Man as well. Then we'll do the Bandai Anime Heroes Greymon. So like, as you can kind of see, I'm moving the camera all around here. This Bowser is pretty huge. Like, he's not like a small guy at all by any means. He's actually probably bigger than what he should be, I'm assuming. But this is probably movie scale, not like video game scale. But Bowser's also pretty big in games. So there's 1000 Toys Master Chief. And then we'll do our Mythic Legion Black Knight, in case you ever want to actually cross Bowser over with like a knight as like a big, you know, dude that he needs to fight. I mean, Bowser is what, a Koopa? So he's King Koopa, big turtle monster thing, demon turtle. So there's our Jazzware Halo Master Chief, SH Figuarts Goku as well. So pretty cool. And then last but not least, we have the McFarlane Space Marine Warhammer 40k figure as well. So that is it. That is it for size comparisons with other lines. Really quick, let's take a look at Bowser here next to some other characters from like the Super Smash Bros. Realm. And then we'll finish it off with the rest of the Super Mario Bros. Movie figures, and we'll take like a close look. And I'll kind of like say my least favorite, like we'll like kind of rank them. So first up, we got Charizard for the Pokemon Select line. Bowser and Charizard in game and Super Smash Bros. In general are relatively similar in size and like height wise. So as you can see, Bowser's got Charizard by like a whole like, I don't know, at least an inch, maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches. But yeah, then we'll have the Princess Peach from the Bowser movie or the Mario movie wave. We'll bring out the rest of the Pokemon Trainer Pokemon here with Ivysaur and Squirtle. Unfortunately, they look very small in comparison to Bowser. Then we'll bring out SH Figuarts Pac-Man. Again, very tiny in the grand scheme of things and comparison-wise. And then we'll do Figma Samus, who is like the next tallest, I think, with Charizard in comparison. Like, they're both the next tallest. Then we got the Pokemon Select Lucario. He has a kind of hard time standing. Pull the camera out a little bit more. There you go. Unfortunately, Pokemon Select Greninja cannot stand without the assistance of his stand. So if you ever do get or have a chance to or whatnot, or want this figure for like a Pokemon display, Greninja's a little oversized too, bigger head, stuff like that. Very bad legs. He can't stand at all. There's Pikachu and Pichu as well, in case you want them. Pikachu is a little small. Kind of wish Jazzware would make a better one, but those are the Jazzware ones. Then we got Figma Link from the Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess version. And then we got Luigi, who we previously reviewed like a couple days ago to a week ago. And then last but not least, we have the main man himself, the Papa of Nintendo. We got Mario. So yeah, there's your look at all of these guys. Pretty nice. This is like basically my whole, and then you got Toad kind of over there right now. But yeah, this is kind of like a look at all the Mario and Nintendo-y characters that I own, and characters in general that are just in Smash Bros. So like pretty good if you're trying to do like a Smash Bros display. I think he works as a background Bowser, but again, he looks almost too big, unfortunately. I do know Jakks Pacific as well. Jakks Pacific is the one that does all these. They are also doing or like re-releasing a like a $25 Donkey Kong that I did see. So maybe I'll pick up Donkey Kong if I ever see him. Again, he looks very limited in his articulation, a lot of single joints as well. No real ab crunch or anything like that. So I don't know really overall if he'd be like great, but if you just want him for like a Smash Bros stand-in, I mean, he'll probably do just fine. Greninja's lost his stand, of course. But yeah, overall, For $30 for the Bowser, would I say he's worth it? I think maybe. If you don't have a Bowser in your collection overall, and you really want one, and like you don't know when they're ever gonna make another one, then this one's not bad. But because of the added play features, the lights, the little smoke effect, stuff like that, that does take away overall from what his like should articulation be. Because if you think about it, he probably should have more of a ball jointed wrist, where the wrists and ankles could like turn a little bit more and have more movement. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that, and then he also doesn't have the like any sort of diaphragm, which again he should probably have, because he's got all the perfect zones throughout the shell with the creases that you could put a diaphragm in there somewhere. Again, head joint should be able to turn the head, at least maybe look up and down a little bit, and the jaw I feel like should open and close. That would be my ideal perfect world Bowser figure. Unfortunately though, that's not what we got here, but also what we got here is not bad. So for $30, should you pick up this figure? I don't know. But here's a look overall at all the movie figures. And I think, like I said in the Luigi and Peach video, I think overall, as a group, as a unit, the 5 of these guys, if you were to put them on a display on their own, these 5 look very nice together, and I actually do really, really like them. I just, like I said, wish that some of the characters here had articulation in mind a little bit more. But again, they all have phenomenal sculpts. So, if you are interested, I do know the 4 of these characters, besides I think Bowser, were on sale at Target or something like that for about $12 to $15 this week at the time of recording this video. If they are still on sale, I think it's a great time to get them. Bowser, maybe wait till he's $20. $30 also isn't a bad point, because you do gotta think and take into account he's got an amazing sculpt, great paint detail, everything like that's good, and he's got the extra lights and effects in him, so all the electronics does add up a couple bucks in there, so makes sense his price point. On a rating though, overall, my general favorite, Mario, my 100% favorite of the bunch. Luigi, second favorite. Toad, actually third favorite. Bowser, fourth, and Peach last. Just because those two, they just had their limited articulation. If Bowser had the perfect world articulation like I would have wanted and didn't have the light effects in him, would have been my overall favorite out of this whole wave. But Mario is a very solid figure, and I love the thing that they got going on with all their eyes there. But yeah, great figures overall. Really happy with them. Hopefully the Mario movie is good as well. I'm very excited to see it. It does look interesting, and I'm excited and can't wait. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Hopefully you found this review helpful. Did you pick up this Bowser? Are you gonna pick up this Bowser? I think he's gonna look good somewhere on a shelf, wherever I could find him, because he's he's a big boy. He's also a little heavy too, so yeah, we'll figure out where he actually gets to make home at. But that's gonna do it for me today. Hopefully you found this review helpful. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Like I said, pretty great figure, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. If you haven't done so already, would always appreciate a like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Do greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you in whatever review is next. If this video also did come out on Saturday, March 25th, that is my birthday, so would appreciate a like on the video. Thanks, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.